Because he is ignorant, shall he never learn. In a small fragile seed, a great tree lurks. In a tiny gene, a thinking being is shut. A little element, a little sperm. It grows and is a conqueror and a sage. She gave sudden, tracing the sudden history of man's growth. A small seed, you have got a small fig tree, and the seeds are so really small, you see. And then you have got a big banyan tree coming out of it, you see. Do you see the tree in that seed? The DNA is there, but the DNA does not show itself you, the whole tree there, you see. In a small fragile, this example we had given, no? That is what Vishnu is busy with. How to push the elephant through the eye of a needle. Vishnu, Narad is telling to the cobbler with what Vishnu is busy. And Vishnu is busy in pushing the elephant to the eye of a needle. And the cobbler says, yes, yes, he alone can do that. He has done it. He has pushed the huge big banyan tree to the eye of a small little seed and grown up, you see, in a tiny gene. So she is giving you the genetics of the whole process. She has learned modern biology, macrobiology also, and she is tracing all those things. In a tiny gene, a thinking being is shut, a little element, a little sperm. It grows and is a conqueror. And they say, he is going to conquer what? What opposes his further progress. And they say, he will become the new being. Now, of course, you can't carry forward. Does a seed, what is the best the seed can do? It can produce a tree under favorable conditions, proper soil, proper environments and things like that, it will produce. But beyond that, can that tree become a conqueror? Can that become a sage? No. It is there. Its purpose is served. In other words, she is not talking of a gene, of a DNA, which will stop with the tree alone. This is the kind of a DNA which will have a characteristic of a conqueror and a sage. It will keep on expanding and growing, flourishing. Then wilt thou spew out death, God's mystic truth, deny the occult spiritual miracle. Will you still vomit all that kind of nonsense you have been talking when this is happening here? Now, she is saying all these things because there is an occult aspect of the whole thing behind it, and I am explaining it to you, the occult. Still, wilt thou say there is no spirit, no God? The tree comes out of the seed. It is a spiritual miracle, an occult miracle that it has happened. You say, okay, DNA, this thing, that thing, etc., etc. But ultimately, how? What? That's a miracle still. Still, wilt thou say there is no spirit, no God. There is somebody behind the whole thing which is pushing that seed to become that tree which will become a conqueror and a sage. A mute material nature wakes and sees. She has invented speech, unveiled a will, something that weighs beyond towards which she strives. Something surrounds her into which she grows to uncover the spirit, to change back into God, to exceed herself in her transcendent to exceed herself in a transcendent task. You see, if you remain locked to the DNA can produce at the most a tree, but it cannot become a conqueror and a sage, because that is not in the DNA of the seed. For that to exceed herself, so to exceed that, okay, I produced a tree, but let that tree tomorrow grow into the tree of God, bear its own rich, flourishing fruits and all that. A new kind of a DNA will be introduced backward into the seed. Now you're locked with certain possibility, and you will express at most that possibility. But beyond that, that tree remains tree. It has no possibility. Man has grown up to a certain point, but he does not remain there, because there is a possibility also of this occult working. She exceeds herself. It is a transcendent task. She has to, that is her given task. In God conceived, the world began to be. Tardily it travels towards manifest God. So that is the whole process of growth. It has to manifest God finally, you see. So the kind of a brute presence of a DNA locking itself to a certain possibility alone has to be overcome. Has to be overcome. Now, when will it happen? The seed has produced the tree, and you want to make the tree a conqueror and a sage. Will the tree by itself become so? No. You have to go back to the seed and work at the level of the seed itself, that possibility is also pushed into the seed. In God conceived, the world began to be. Tardily traveling towards manifest God. So that is the whole possibility of manifestation she is speaking out to. And this man is of course denying, forget, it is not happening. Our imperfection towards perfection, toil. The body is the chrysalis of a soul. The infinite hold the finite in its arms. Time traveling towards revealed eternity. So this is a new possibility she is describing to death, to Yama. A miracle structure of the eternal magician. He is the magician. He is building up all that thing. Matter its mystery hides from its own eye. In other words, the mystery of matter does not get exhausted with what has come out of it. Man has come, in a way, out of the material base, because that has to be there. But that does not exhaust the possibilities, the potentialities which are locked in matter. There are endless possibilities in matter. It has produced man, so to say. Does not mean that matter has exhausted all the possibilities of giving rise to man alone. He is one. Newer and newer things had to emerge from matter itself. Matter is mystery hide from its own eye. A scripture written out in cryptic sign, an occult document of the all-wonderful art. So really, what has come to our understanding, what we recognize today in matter can produce man. Because he is visible. Therefore say, well, but that is not all of matter. In other words, that is not all of man. also. If there is something greater, something richer, something larger, vaster in matter, it has to come out and exceed man also then. That is the occult mystery of matter. All here bears witness to his secret might, his the all wonderful. All here bears witness to his secret mind. All we feel his presence and his power. A blaze of a sovereign glory is the sun. The glory is a gold glimmering moon. Now she's becoming extremely poetic now suddenly, see. A blaze of sovereign glory is the sun. That is she's talking of now the presence and power of that person. A glory, the gold and glimmering moon. See the alliteration G, G, G. Glory, gold, glimmering moon. A blaze of sovereign glory. L, L, Z, N. See this Z, sovereign, sun. A glory is a dream of purple sky, of royalty, of majesty, of richness. That is his dream. A march of his greatness are the wheeling stars. So the stars which are going around, orbiting, moving forward or whatever, they are a march of his greatness. They are carrying his greatness around. So when the universe is expanding, as the present astronomy says, the universe is expanding in his greatness.